Hi everybody, and welcome to another video from an Oso Furioso scaled modeling. Today, I'd like to present to you an open box review of the brand new Academy 135 scale UH-1Y Venom helicopter. I love this helicopter, it's really cool, but I don't know much about it, so I can't speak to the accuracy of the kit. But we can look inside the box and see what comes in. Now this is a companion helicopter to the AH-1W Z Viper. All right, as soon as you open the box, first thing you see is some photo etch. Now this photo etch consists of some vents, and that belongs to the tail section of the helicopter with the engine towards the back. Really nice, looks pretty cool. Now these are the decals. Now I'm sure that third-party vendors will come up with a bunch of decals for the kit. There's none available at this time. Now the instruction booklet comes in two separate parts. This one is cabin doors and things of that nature, and some of the exterior construction. Oh wait, look at this. That's pretty cool. It comes with foldable rotors and the braces to hold them in place. That is not included in the Viper kit, so that's pretty cool. So if you want to build it with the rotors folded, that's nice. And it's sure going to save a lot of space as far as display is concerned, right? Anyway, here are the instructions. They seem pretty easy to follow. Another pamphlet or some type, okay? And then we have, for the stencils of the kit, kind of reminds me a little bit of an F4 with all the stencils. And inside you have color prints, well, more stencils, but you have color prints of the different variations of decals. And like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure Aftermarket's going to come out with a ton of this stuff. Can't wait to see what becomes available. And I'm sure resin parts and 3D printed items will be coming out for this kit as well. Just came out. Now here's the first part of the booklet, which I believe deals with the interior of the helicopter. Yep. Again, very nice instructions. Seems well organized. Color callouts, etc. I'm sure, again, the decal companies are going to come out with 3D decals for the cockpit or seat belts, etc. Should be awesome when they come out and we can add it to the kit. The tail boom section back here, I believe, is identical to the Viper kit as well. All right, let's go ahead and open up the sprue bags and go through the different sprues. First up is the fuselage half. Now, the detail in this is spectacular. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but I know it's a little blurry. I try to zoom in as best I can. The engraved detail is just spectacular, and it has a ton of raised rivets, all seen within scale. It's just beautiful. Yeah, beautiful recessed panel lines, beautiful rivets. It's just spectacular. Then the other side, same thing, beautiful rivets, beautiful detail, recessed panel lines that are finely engraved. It's just beautiful. It reminds me a lot of the Viper kit as well. So if you like the Viper kit, you're going to love the Venom kit. Very nice indeed. Now here are the clear parts. I'm not going to open up the bag because I don't want the clear parts damaged, but it's pretty clear. There's no distortion within the plastic at all. You can see clear through it. Very nice. It's got the windows. It's got the front. Very nice. All right, let's go to the next sprue. Now I'm not cool like other modelers where I cut my screw bags open with an X-Acto knife. I just rip them open. It reminds me like I'm at Christmas time. It's like a new toy. All right, let's see what we got here. So we have the interior. So we have the floor. We have the floor of the cabin, and we have the ceiling of the cabin. It's just spectacular. Wow, it is just beautiful. Look at that detail. Now I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but it sure looks nice. Again, I'm sure Aftermarket is going to provide us with plenty of 3D printed parts or resin. The floor is spectacular, finely engraved. I mean, it's just beautiful. And then, of course, you have the housing for the engine. Very nice. All right, let's head over to the other sprue. Here we have the doors. Now, the doors look pretty cool because you have the exterior. You have 4 parts for the doors, right? You have one on each side, but you have the front and the back, which is pretty nice. Again, the detail here is just spectacular. Beautiful detail for the interior of that door. And I'm sure you can display it open or close. Then the pilot doors. Again, the rivet detail is just spectacular. Then you have some weapons pylon stuff here. You have part of the FLIR here. Again, that goes inside of that cargo door. That's just beautiful. I love it. Then you have the pylons, you have exhaust intakes, you have FLIR, a bunch of random pieces. I don't know some of them for. You have handles and whatnot. Sway braces for the weapons. Yeah, really nice. The detail here is just spectacular. All right, the next sprue here. Now this has the folded rotor. So if you want to build it with the folded rotor, it comes right there. Then it has various engine parts and other things. Oh, there's the braces for the rotors. Okay, pretty cool. Very nice. You have some rocket launchers here too. You have various intakes for the engine. Compressor blades, I mean. Yeah, very nice detail indeed. And then you have a repeat of that other sprue, right? Same one. Again, the detail in this is just phenomenal. Love it. All right, let's move on to the next sprue. Now this one, I believe, is the same sprue that's provided in the Viper kit. I know in real life, the Viper and the Venom share the tail boom and the engines, so there's a lot of commonality between one aircraft and the other. So it makes sense that you know, they would provide the same sprues from one aircraft to the other. Again, the rivet detail here is spectacular. The recessed panel lines are spectacular. It's just great. Oh, it's got a weapon pylon wings there you won't be using. There's the bottom part and then a whole fuselage for the tail. Really nice. And you have the exhaust. Very nice. Here we have, looks like some interior parts, the skids for the bottom of the helicopter. You have the front instrument panel, which is really nice, nicely detailed, which again, I'm sure 3D decal people are going to provide us with plenty of 3D decals for that. Again, the skids look fantastic. Skid marks, that's funny. The skids look fantastic. Looks like you might be able to display some panels open. You have the pilot seats are pretty decent. I didn't see any seat belts or anything for it. Again, I'm sure 3D decal manufacturers would take care of that. I'm trying to see if you can see the detail on it. It's actually really nice. All the buttons are raised plastic. It's pretty cool. Okay, now the last two sprues. Now this one has the rotors that are not folded. I'm having some trouble getting the plastic off. Pardon me, I'm sorry. So let's see, these are identical sprues. This one has Hellfire missiles. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. There's this sprue here with the tail rotor. Yeah, pretty cool. You have satellite antenna there. The detail on this, again, is just spectacular throughout. Now we go to the other two sprues for the non-folded version of the rotors. And of course, you have all the weapon system. You have the rocket launchers. I don't know the nomenclature of those rockets. I know we have Hellfire missiles. They're pretty nice. I know there's already aftermarket available of the weapon systems for other kits. So if you want to replace these weapons with resin, you can do that. Granted, they're not made specifically for this, but I don't think that matters. I know there's resin or plastic, printed 3D printed missiles and rocket launchers. Well, anyway, so that's it for the sprue review. Overall, it's just a fantastic kit. Again, I can't speak to the accuracy of the kit. I don't know how well it is represented as far as accuracy is concerned. But there's certainly potential for all of you that love to super detail. And I think there's enough detail for the modelers like myself that just like to build that out of the box as is, maybe add some 3D decals to it. But other than that, it looks spectacular. Definitely have the ability to super detail maybe the engines or something. I don't know. But it's just a spectacular kit. And I love the fact that you can fold the rotors. That's going to save a lot of space on the shelves as far as that's concerned, right? Anyway, yeah, love it. It looks like it's going to be a fun kit to build. I hope it goes together well. I've looked online to see if there's any build videos of this already and haven't found any. It doesn't mean they're not out there, just haven't found them. Yeah, dude, I love that floor of that cockpit. Beautiful. I'm sure there's going to be photo etch seatbelts, seats, all that, the whole nine. I can't wait for the aftermarket for this. Here's the fuselage halves. And then, of course, the rest of it. The clear parts, and then the rest is going to go back into the box. Like I said, overall, great looking kit. I'm sure it builds up nice. Highly recommended. Building this next to the Viper, putting them together would just look spectacular. So yeah, can't wait. All right, so now let's look at the Viper. Again, this is an Academy 135 rendering. It's an older kit, came out a few years ago. Let's go ahead and look inside and see what's in the box. All right, so these are aftermarket things I bought. These are FOD covers and removed before flight. I hope they make it for the Venom as well. These are 3D decals for the Venom, excuse me, the Viper. That does not belong to this kit. And these are also 3D decals. Now the Quinta ones come with some sort of resin in it. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to try to use the Quinta on the no, I'm going to use those on the Venom because I think I can use the seat belts and then the seats. They're the same seats on both aircraft, and then use the Quinta for this kit. Again, this isn't for this aircraft. I don't know how I got in there. Anyway, moving on. Here's the classic parts. Again, very clear, very nice. And then we have the first sprue. The detail in this, again, is spectacular. Both kits have beautiful rivet detail and has beautiful engraved panel lines. They're just gorgeous. I've seen a few builds of this kit, and it's just a spectacular kit. Very well detailed. Again, you can super detail if you like. I believe there are already some aftermarket parts you can add to it, but you can build it right out of the box with perfect, I mean, just the way it is, with the right amount of detail, I think, if you're not into, highly detailing it. This is a sprue with some of the cockpit parts. This is the same part as it is on the Venom. The rear rotor is the same. Yeah, very nicely detailed. Nice rivets, great panel lines. Now this is the sensor pod in the front. I know there's a replacement for it. I know there's aftermarket for it to replace it if you want. There's a clear version of that you mask off. But yeah, I would get the resin one to replace it. It's better detailed. And I know there's some resin seats and stuff for the cockpit. So yeah. And of course, 3D decals, which I'm going to use. Now this sprue is exactly like the one inside the Venom. Same parts, yeah. Makes sense because, like I said earlier, the real aircraft share the tail boom and engine, so I'm not surprised that Academy put the same sprue in the other aircraft as well. Detail in this, again, spectacular. The raised rivets and the engraved panel lines are just amazing. The detail's great. Alright, the last two sprues. Again, same as the Venom. It's weapon systems. It's got Mavericks, it's got the Sidewinders. Mavericks. It's got Hellfires, Sidewinders. Yeah, very nice. Again, there's resin replacements for these if you want them. I think they make it for this kit in particular. And yeah, and then again, this is a repeat sprue. I wish we could have the folded rotor option in this. I know there's an aftermarket for it. Anyway, the instruction booklet is just one booklet, unlike the Venom, which had two. I don't know, the Venom seemed more organized as far as the instructions are concerned. Yep. And those parts were also in the Venom, which you won't be using on these. There's the rotors that don't fold, but I know you can get aftermarket for it. I don't know if I'm going to invest in that. I probably will because I need the display case room for it. Anyway, like the Venom, here's the stencils, how to apply the stencils. And inside you have the color callouts. Very nice, very beautiful. Very well done. And I love the shark mouth on this. It's just spectacular. I mean, this helicopter was made to have a shark mouth. The Cobra originally had the shark mouth. And it just goes great with this helicopter. And then you have the photo etch set that I mentioned is also in the Venom. And of course the decal sheet. Now I do know there are decals available for this aftermarket. Flying Leathernecks has a sheet that's coming out for this. Anyway, Again, just like the Venom, this is a beautiful kit. I'm sure if you build both and you put them side by side, they'll look spectacular. Now, as I promised, if you're going to be building the Viper, I highly recommend the Kavu Publications book. This book is made by Mason Dupnick. It's a great book. It's got great pictures inside. Highly recommended for reference. I mean, it's just spectacular. I'm not going to go through every single page, but we can go through it. The pictures in here are just great. Highly detailed pictures. Well, great pictures of the detail, I should say, right? It's a must-have if you're going to build the Viper. I'm hoping Mason will produce a Venom version of this. Oh yeah, look at this. They forgot to rub off the wash. They left it on the tail boom. Oh no. Oh well. It's funny how many people say airplane never looked like this. There you go. That's really filthy. Anyway, yeah, look at the detail. The pictures in here, just spectacular. Very well done book. Along with that one, if you're interested, there's other books in the line. I highly recommend it. If you're going to build a stallion, or if you're going to build a Black Hawk, Pave Hawk, spectacular. Again, the pictures inside are amazing. The Osprey, which I can't find any other Osprey books, so this is spectacular. And then the latest one is the AV8B Harrier book. All of these books are a must if you're going to build any of these kits. The pictures inside are spectacular. They're perfect for when you build these kits. So yeah, I highly recommend these books. And like I said, I hope he comes out with the Venom one here shortly, right? I think there might be one more book that I don't have. Anyway, you can go on the websites on Kavu Publications and you can buy all these books. Again, highly recommended for your build. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. If you like it, smash the like button.